Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today, guys, we're back in the NBA 2K20. I hope you guys are all having a great day and everything's going well for you guys. Today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing y'all how to make Tracy McGrady here on NBA 2K20. Now, guys, this build is one of the harder ones to do. It is extremely challenging because Tracy McGrady was 6'7", he was a shooting guard. He's listed as an all-around two-way. He only has 1 or 0 defensive badges. I can't remember. He hardly has any. It's either 1 or 0, one of the two. And it's just an extremely hard build to make. So guys, we are going to make this a shooting guard number 1 handed. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick right-handed. We're going to go ahead and go on to this. Now, what I feel like there are 2 options what you can do with this build. There are 2 decent options. There's one I'm going to go with and I'll explain it to you guys. So what you can do is you can pick this one here, which is the finishing and shooting pie chart, because Tracy McGrady was a scorer. Most people, it seems like, know him for his dunks, but he could also shoot extremely well. Another pie chart you could pick would be the pure playmaking one, which is good. You still get a decent driving dunk. Either skill breakdown you pick for this build, you'll pretty much end up upgrading the same things no matter what. The only thing with the playmaking one is you're going to get more speed on that build. The speed is going to be a little bit higher. And the only big issue with that one is it's extremely hard to get contact dunks if you're making the build 6'7". I'm not going to make this build 6'7". I'm going to make the build 6'6". I'm telling you guys that right now. Either way, I'm going to go with the shooting and the finishing pie chart for the one fact is I want Hall of Fame finishing and shooting badges. I get the speeds a little bit lower, but I'd rather be able to score extremely well and get those Hall of Fame scoring badges. So guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to go with the shooting and finishing pie chart, but if you'd like, the playmaking pie chart is also a very good option for that. Now guys, for this physical profile, what I'm going to do, there's again 2 options for this. You can pick the speed, or you can pick the speed and the vertical. I'm going to go speed and vertical. You know, Tracy McGrady had hops, he could jump. So I'm going to take the speed and vertical just for the difference of that vertical. There's a 13 difference in vertical over a difference of 4 speed, and to me 4 speed doesn't make much of a difference. I mean, it does make a difference, but the difference of 13 vertical to me seems much more detrimental to this build than it would be the 4 points in speed and excel. So we're going to go with the speed in the vertical pie chart for this build, guys. For the potential for this build, I'm going to max out my close shot, my driving layup, my driving dunk, all of my shooting stats, every single one. And what you could do, I guess you could take these down to 21 if you'd like, but I'm going to max out my ball handle. I want my pass accuracy decently high. So I'm going to put this right around like a 74. Then I'm going to upgrade my post moves all the way. Now guys, Tracy McGrady, he had like no defensive badges. He's listed as an all-around two-way and had 1 or 0 defensive badges. Either way, you're getting 1. The only defensive category I would touch with this build is your lateral quickness and your perimeter D. That is it. And really, you could lower both of them to a 70 if you'd like. But what I would do is I'd go ahead and max out all of your playmaking, all of your shooting. I'd go ahead and max your standing dunk in your post hook. Even though you're not going to do your post hook, I'd take your post hook maybe down. Maybe you could take it all the way down really to a 21. But really, if you wanted, leave this at a 20. Leave this at 20 finishing badges. You could throw these even on defensive rebound, and it's not going to make a difference. You could take away all of these post hook, and it would probably give you a total of 1 more badge. It doesn't even give you 1 badge if you completely take away that post hook. So there's no point in even touching your defensive category at all with this build because it doesn't get you anywhere. Like, you can throw all these in there, it doesn't matter. Your steal doesn't even seem like your steal rating helps you with anything in 2K. Like, it just doesn't. As long as you're timing it right, it doesn't really matter. And Tracy didn't really have any shooting or defensive badges, guys. So I'm going to put them all towards the offensive stats. That's the one thing about this build. I'll throw those there, and these other 18 you can really put wherever you'd like. I'm going to throw them on steal, but no matter where you put these, I haven't found a spot in this defensive category that would give you another badge. And the spot that would be to the defensive rebounding, because for some reason that's what 2K is like this year. I'm just going to leave those both at a 69 and those at a 50 because to me it doesn't matter. Probably put my perimeter D up to a 75 and this up to a 70 or a 45. So pretty much you're maxing out everything up on the top 3 categories and not touching the defense at all because it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. So that gives us 21 finishing, 21 shooting, 17 playmaking, and 1 defensive badge. Now this build can't play defense. You'll be able to score extremely well though. There's no question about it. Shape again doesn't matter. I'm gonna go build. You can go whatever you'd like. It doesn't really matter. Now guys, Tracy McGrady was 6'7" sometimes. Like on Google it says he's 6'8". I've heard he's either 6'7", 6'8", whatever. Either way, if you make this build 6'7", see that takes your driving dunk down to a 79 and your speed down to a 76. So I don't think making it 6'7" is the move. I'm going to go 6'6". When you go to 6'7", you're taking your driving dunk down to a 79. So by the time you hit 99.9, you'll get +5. And if you hit legend or whatever, you get +5. That puts you at 84. So an 84 driving dunk, you want to be able to get contact dunks. So at least if you make him 6'6", once you hit 98 overall, you'll get your contact dunks. You'll get all the contact dunk animations. That is the really annoying thing with this build is 2K made it so hard to make builds over 6'5". You could make this build 6'5" in all retrospect. You could make it 6'5" and this build would be great. 6'5" is a very good option for this build. And you'd also get your contact dunks even quicker because it seems like the meta height for any guard build is 6'5" this year. I'm going to go 6'6" just to get a little bit closer to T-Mac's actual height, but 6'5" is a really good height for this build. It really just depends. I'd imagine you'd run this build at the 2. You'd probably have like a play shot or something at the 1. But we're going to go 6'6". I'm not going to go 6'7" just because it takes too much of a hit on your driving dunk, and to get those contact dunks would take forever. So we're going to go 6'6" for that. Now guys, T-Mac, his weight was listed as 225. I'm not going to make this build 225. I'm going to leave it right around, I'm honestly going to go 210. Or probably a little bit higher up to, it looks like, we'll go 212. Because at 212 we get +1 to our strength. We don't lose anything. I don't know if there is a good spot at the bottom. Yeah, so you can either go 207 or 212. That give you +1 to your excel or +1 to strength. Either way works. Regardless, I'm going to go 212 because it's closer to his weight. But 207 would be another good option. I wouldn't minimize it because if you want to be able to dunk with this build, you're not going to want to be able to get pushed extremely easily. That's just my thing. Especially with slashing type builds. You really don't want to be able to get pushed around a lot. Now guys, one thing that set Tracy McGrady apart was his wingspan. His wingspan, when I put it out in inches, it comes out to 86 inches. So this would be here, it'd be 86.5. That is one away from the max. You could do that, I guess, if you really wanted to. But to me, I want to be able to still be able to shoot consistently with this build. So what I'm going to do is you could put this wingspan like all the way down to 79.9. You're not taking a hit in any of your defensive categories. Your defensive categories for this build really don't matter. I don't want to minimize it just for the fact that I don't want extremely small arms when you're dunking. It makes somewhat of a difference. Having small arms to begin with, your defense isn't going to be as well because you're not going to contest shots as well. Obviously, like you can't get out as quick because your wingspan isn't as big. But if you go 79.9, you'll get an 81 mid-range, an 81 3-point. Your ball handle goes up +2. Your post move goes up +1. You don't lose any strength. And I mean, if you wanted more towards regular T-Mac, let's leave it in the middle or go up 1. I just want to be able to shoot very consistently with this build without taking any more hit to our defensive categories than we already do with it being so bad. So we're going to go with a 79.9 for our wingspan, guys. And now you get these 4, you get all the offensive takeover options. There is probably 3 that I would pick from. Really, you could pick all of them. You can make a case, but there's 2 that I say that your main choice would be. It'd be slashing and shot creating. Either or would work. I'm going to go slashing for this build just because when I think of T-Mac, I think of someone that could be explosive to the rim. But if you wanted, shot creating is also great because you'll be able to shoot with this build. You're going to have 81 shooting stats. Like, that's a no-brainer. You could easily take shot creating takeover. Playmaking takeover would be great too. You can pass with this build a lot, and that definitely would help you. You know, you dribble the ball and things like that, especially when you get your playmaking takeover. But I'm gonna go slashing takeover just for the fact because when I think of Tracy, I think of someone that could just slam at the rim and be ferocious at the rim. So we're gonna go with the slashing takeover, guys, for this Tracy McGrady build, and we are going to get a 3-level scorer similar to Jerry Stackhouse, James Harden, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now I know it doesn't say Tracy McGrady. If you make the build 6'7", it pretty much does. I think you have to do something with the weight. And it says Tracy, but to me it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go to show you guys the badges I would put on this build because making the build 6'7" takes your speed and your driving dunk down so far. It's not worth it to me. Start with this defensive badge. You only get 1. I'd put it either on Intimidator or Clamps. I'm gonna put it on Intimidator, but Clamps is a good option. It'd be one of the 2 is what I would say. But we're just gonna pick Intimidator so we can at least have some say with our defender's shot or with the other guy's shot, so we can possibly make them miss. Now guys, for these playmaking badges, I'm going to put Handles for Days on gold, Quick First Step on gold, and Space Creator on gold. For running this build up to 1, I would pick the main playmaking pipe. Some other badges I would throw in here is I'd put Downhill on silver or bronze. You could leave it on bronze. I'd put Bailout on silver. I feel like you'd like that. And then I also add Stop and Go Tight Handles and Unpluckable. I'm going to actually add Tight Handles up to silver, and same thing with Stop and Go. But these are probably what I would do for these playmaking badges here. Gold Handles for Days, Quick First Step, and Space Creator. Silver Stop and Go, Tight Handles, Bailout, and then bronze Downhill and Unpluckable. I feel like Downhill for this build especially, you're not extraordinarily fast, your speed statistic, so what you could do is take like Tight Handles down and put Downhill up. Especially being able to dunk with this build extremely well, you're going to want this because Having that, it'll give you that extra boost of speed to make up for being a little bit taller. So I feel like overall, downhill, I feel like for this build is definitely necessary. But guys, this is probably what I would do for these making badges here, something closer to this. For these shooting badges, guys, I'm going to put quick draw up to silver. Again, that's my opinion. You could do whatever you'd like with it, though. I know some people like gold, some people like Hall of Fame, whatever you'd like. I'm going to add a range extender onto Hall of Fame. I'm going to put difficult shots on Hall of Fame. Again, this is more my play style, how I like to play. You can put Deadeye up to gold. I'd also put Hot Zone Hunter up to gold, Green Machine on silver. And then if you're playing this at the 2, I would put Corner and Catch and Shoot both on bronze. And then another badge you could add is you could really add Volume Shooter if you'd like. That'd be if you're going to be shooting some shots in the corner. You're going to be shooting probably a lot with this build. I would say Volume Shooter would be good, especially for rec games with this build. But what you could do is just put Green Machine up to gold if you'd like. But this is most likely what I would do for the shooting badges for this build. Overall, this build offensively is great. It's just the defensive side it kind of lacks. Tracy McGrady, as actual build, I don't think it even had contact finisher. We're going to put it on here anyways. I don't really care. We're putting it up all the way to Hall of Fame. I feel like that is something you for sure need, like straight up. There's no questioning it. Fancy footwork, I'm going to throw on a gold. I'm also going to put Giant Slayer on gold. I'm going to put Slithery on gold. I also would like Relentless on gold. Now, with a lot of these, you could just throw some of these all up Hall of Fame, really, if you'd like. I have extra finishing badges. I really like to put Acrobat, at least on bronze, to make sure you can use it. Now, really, I think this is honestly all of the... Oh, and also... Consistent finisher is another one that I would say. I almost forgot about that. I would put that on there. You could put that up to gold, really. I'm going to leave it up to silver. The Acrobat thing, I feel like having Acrobat and Fancy Footwork, it helps no matter what layup you do, you're going to get one of those working. One of those badges is going to get used, and it's most likely going to help. Now, with these last 2 badges, you can put them on whatever you'd like. I'm going to put it on Giant Slayer and Slithery Finisher. Those are just my opinion. I feel like those are great, but really, you could put it on any of the other ones. I wouldn't do Acrobat. I would do either Consistent, Fancy Footwork, or Relentless. But this is what I would do for these finishing badges. Contact Finisher is a must. When you hit this build at 98, you will be getting Contact Dunks, which is great with this build. I mean, you'll be able to get some good dunks with Hall of Fame Contact Finisher, and your Contact Dunks are, I mean, your rating, your driving dunk is pretty high. You could just put on some sweet dunks like Russell Westbrook, you know, Zach LaVine, and put on some dunks where they almost look like contact dunks, but they're not. Essentially, the actual contact dunk animations, you'll still get some. You'll be able to fly at the rim easily, do some windmills and 360s and things like that with this build. Just fine, guys. But this is how I would build Tracy McGrady here on NBA 2K20. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see more NBA 2K20 builds, guys. But anyways, it's been King Clutch here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, and peace out, guys. Thanks.